Good morning, Greg.
Greg is
Happy birthday.
Oh, thank you. The more of that I get.
I love how shocked she just appeared.
I know. How did you even know? How did you remember? I definitely didn't remind you. Or Nick, by the way, who's loving every minute of it.
I would be happy for you that it's your birthday and you're so excited if you hadn't been promoting it like it was Y2K for the last month.
Love
the countdown, asking us what we're getting. I was going to say this, though. You are always dressed wonderfully. That is a particularly sharp-looking outfit. Good to see you, brother.
Likewise.
Absolutely.
Should we talk sports?
I'd love to.
There we go. Time to go viral, Greg. Tom Brady and Julian Edelman seem to have a great relationship, both on and off the field. Yesterday, Edelman seemed to compare that to the relationship between LeBron James and D-Wade. Check out the Instagram post. I guess this means Edelman sees himself as LeBron and TB12 as Wade.
Yeah.
What, Nick? What
no, I think to me, I'd say more along the lines of LeBron and Jetty Osman, LeBron and Alex Caruso. I think they're, where one guy is, and I think this is wildly disrespectful to Dwayne Wade, who is an all-time great in his own right. But the Photoshop's cool.
I like it. I don't think he's trying to compare himself, but the relationship that they have off the field, is pretty darn close.
I didn't look at this closely enough. Can we show that one more time real quick? If we zoom in on it, or we don't even have to zoom in. So in this Photoshop, Edelman is LeBron.
Yes.
That's even worse.
That's
even worse.
And Brady is Wade.
Okay, Brady's gone. Confirmed. Brady.
Even in Edelman's mind.
Nick Wright reporting, Tom Brady, this is the last straw of disrespect. Tom, he's out. Belichick not giving him a contract was enough. Now Edelman saying.
Too much for Nick.
I think to make it realistic, I don't think we would have seen Tom Brady jumping like that. So Edelman.
I don't think we've seen Edelman jumping like that either, bro. Oh, speaking of jumping.
Stories to start your morning. Here we go. Pelicans and Lakers. It's the kid versus the king, and Zion was good, finishing with 29 points and 6 rebounds. But LeBron was better, going off for a season-high 40 points last night. Lakers get the win. Nick, how much fun did you have watching these two guys play?
I mean, for all the folks out there trying to spin this narrative, the regular season in the NBA don't matter. How about it matters for this reason? Basketball is fun and awesome and great to watch. And last night was an awesome example of it. 2 great nationally televised games with some of the best teams and best stories in basketball. And listen, the fact that Zion going 29, 6, and 3 on 8 of 18 shooting, we're like, it was a good, not great game, speaks to the sky-high expectations for him already. And the fact that LeBron, in year 17, drops 40 to remind people, I can still do this, speaks to the level he's still playing.
Yeah, this level of basketball and the way they went out and played last night goes all the way back to when you first start playing basketball and reasons why. You see somebody dominating or you want to be better than somebody on the court, and you go out there and you have to show it. LeBron, obviously hearing everything about Zion, has respect for the young kid, as he calls him, but he also wants the kid to understand, I'm still that guy.
Yep.
That's what basketball is. That's what sport is all about.
All right, moving on to Steph Curry now. The 3-time NBA champ will reportedly return from his broken hand Sunday at home against the Wizards. Nick, good idea to bring Curry back at this point?
Yes. Again, this idea that, they can't win the championship, so just don't have him play all season. He's already missed more time with a broken hand than I can ever remember a player missing. Now, I'm not questioning the diagnosis. There were some reports, maybe there was some nerve issues at hand, so they were very, very cautious with his return. But he's always supposed to come back. He was always targeting sometime in early March, late February. I don't care that they can't make the playoffs. Those fans have already paid for those seats. The Warriors are all over national television throughout the season. People want to see Steph, and I want to see what Steph looks like without Clay alongside him, just to see what that brand of Warriors basketball looks like if Clay were to get hurt sometime down the road when Steph is healthy.
Yeah, I'm with you 100%. As an athlete, you want to play when you're healthy. And if you're healthy, you should be playing. And if Steph Curry is going to be available, then yes, he should play, not only for the fans, but for his teammates. These guys got put together without a Kevin Durant leading into this season, understanding they weren't going to have Clay. They've been injured all year. You have an opportunity to have your best player on the court. Get on the court and play.
And we get to see him alongside Andrew Wiggins, which I'm super excited about.
I am super excited about that. I know you were very facetious in that statement.
Moving on now to the projected #1 overall pick, Joe Burrow, the Heisman winner, a national champion, has been standoffish recently when asked about potentially playing for the Bengals, who own that top pick, and that has led many to speculate that he could pull an Eli Manning and maybe snub Cincy. Yesterday, Burrow put all that speculation to rest.
I'm not going to not play. I'm a ball player. Whoever picks me, I'm going to go show up. I'll play whoever for whoever drafts me. You know, I'm just not going to be presumptuous about, you know, what they want to do. It's the draft. You guys have been covering it for a long time. You never know what's going to happen. You know, the only thing that I've said is I just didn't want to be presumptuous about the pick, and so that's why I've been non-committal, because I don't know what's going to happen. You know, they might not pick me. They might fall in love with someone else. So you know, you guys kind of took that narrative and ran with it, but there's never been anything like that from my end.
I feel like we all know he's going #1, and I feel like we all know it's going to go to Cincy, but he doesn't want to be presumptuous. Greg, what did you make of Joe Burrow's comments?
I have no problem with it. I actually like the fact that he came out and said, I'm a ball player. I'll play for any team that drafts me. Look, when you're in his position and you are assumed to be the #1 overall pick, you're not a Manning. You don't have your father, Archie Manning, who's played in the NFL. You don't have your brother who's currently in the NFL dominating. Like, you're trying to make a name for yourself. You go where you're picked, you're drafted, and then you don't add any additional pressure by saying, you know what, I'm not playing here. If Joe Burrow were to say he's not playing for the Bengals, Joe Burrow is then adding so much more pressure on himself to go out and be one of the best quarterbacks that this game has seen, period. When you make a stance like that, I don't think that's what he wants. Does he want to be one of the greatest? Yes. But just go out there and play and be who you've always been. A different.
And Greg, for maybe slightly different reasons, I totally agree with you in this regard. I think Joey has handled this exactly right. And he wouldn't be my pick at #1, Tua would be, but he's going to be the pick at #1. And he clearly and understandably would love it if someone would trade with Cincinnati for that pick. You know why? Because if we are power ranking franchises as far as how well they're run, how well they're funded, how well their facilities are, their history of winning, all these things, Cincinnati is either at the very bottom or right near it. So, of course, he has put just enough out there into the ether that maybe if Cincinnati does have second thoughts, or maybe if Cincinnati does, someone in that building say, you know what, I think Tua maybe is better. And I think if we trade from 1 to 3, we can get the better quarterback and extra picks. He is incentivizing them to do so, which is aligned with his interests. But he is, go ahead, Jen.
Is that okay? Is it okay to put just enough out there that maybe if Cincy wants to change their mind, they don't have to worry whether he'll be upset about it because they already know he might not want to go there?
Why would it not be okay?
Because wouldn't it be great if he was like, pulling a Tua? I'll play anywhere for anyone with as much gusto as I possibly can. I can't wait. Not putting just enough out there so that if Cincinnati
I prefer to work at better places than worse places. And if you have, he's like, why would he not prefer to go to a better run franchise?
Yeah, well, it's not his choice.
If it were anyone's choice, they would prefer what you're saying, Nick, like to be in a better situation. It's not his choice. And with Tua, he understands like his level, his talent level, and his belief in what he provides. He truly believes I'll go anywhere and I'll change the landscape.
Tua has a giant asterisk attached to him.
Yes.
I don't know what Tua's mentality would be if he didn't have this massive injury that totally changed, I think, how he looks at football, how he looks at life, how he looks at his football mortality, all these things. But how on earth can it be criticized what he's doing? I don't understand it. He has said, I will go play for you, but I believe, now he's saying that's not what he was doing. He was saying, when I said I have leverage, I was talking about the combine, whatever it is. He has put just enough out there to where if the Bengals were having second thoughts, then everybody wins. The Bengals get to, nobody's forcing their hand. Nobody is saying you can't draft him. He said there in black and white, I'll play for whoever takes me. But I think he's put enough out into the ethos that if the Bengals were having second thoughts, now they'll have third thoughts, and maybe he gets to go to a better team. Now, maybe that comes back and bites him. Maybe Zach Taylor turns into the next brilliant coach. Or maybe Zach Taylor turns into the next fired Cincinnati Bengals coach, and Joe Burrow by year 2 is on head coach 2. So you can't make the argument to me. We had Carson Palmer, who played for this team, say, man, don't go there. We don't do it.
Now, that's tough. When you have a quarterback
who threatened to retire. Carson Palmer under contract. He said, I would rather stop playing football than continue playing for you. And so, and that's the history of Andy Dalton was, I think, 1 touchdown away from the team's all-time touchdown record. And they benched him out of nowhere the day after the trade deadline. Like, nope, we're not going to trade you. You can't demand a trade. And, by the way, we're going to snatch the ability for you to get a record you've earned. Now, he ended up getting it because they put him back into the starting lineup. The Bengals have earned their designation of a poorly run franchise. You have to, that bill at times comes due, and Burrow's not even making them pay it. He's saying, I will go play for you, but I think he has intentionally put enough out there to where maybe Miami wants to pay a king's ransom, and maybe if Cincy thinks we can still get a quarterback we like, and then Burrow would be in, I think, a better position. I think he's playing it exactly right, to me.